There are a lot of people in the U.S. right now who are in favor of putting the Ten Commandments in every classroom, in every school, and in all the government buildings and courthouses. And they say that it is the foundation of our legal system, that it's the foundation of our Constitution and our way of life here in the U.S. And even if you're not Christian, that these are good wisdom for living your life by, that anyone would benefit from observing. So let's take a look at them and see what they say. The first one, I am the Lord thy God, you shall have no other gods before me. So the first commandment is the commandment to be a Christian. This is the one true religion, and all other gods are false. So if you are a child or a person who believes in a different religion, this is to let you know that your religion is false. And if you do not believe in any religion, you are also wrong, because there is one true God. So you can see how this would be problematic for people who aren't Christians. Let's move on to number 2. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. So this is one of the commandments that we don't really pay attention to anymore. We decided that we don't need to worry too much about this one. It was originally meant that we shouldn't make any images of anything in heaven or on earth, and then sort of later amended to no images of God, which is the Muslim way. But we don't really, I mean, we make plenty of images of Jesus and God and so on. So it really, I don't know. I don't know what happened with that one. Number 3, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord in vain. So that one, it's more kind of a suggestion. People say God damn and Jesus fucking Christ and things like that. And I guess if you really believe, you'll go to hell for that. But it's not really the foundation of our legal system in any case. Okay. Number 4, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. So they're talking about the Christian Sabbath day. We're assuming now that everyone's a Christian. There again, I mean, I guess if you want to be a stickler, you can, not work or do anything on Sunday, and that will be godly. But, people do stuff. It's not the foundation of our legal system. I mean, in some places there are laws about buying liquor on Sunday and things like that, but, not much of a big deal. So these are the first 4 commandments so far. The first one is the commandment to be a Christian, and the next 3 are telling you how to be a proper Christian. So, again, kind of alienating for children who are, of another religion or of no religion. Kind of a, coercive message. I mean, some people just feel like everyone should be a Christian, and so they don't have a problem with this. I do. So, okay, number 5, honor thy father and thy mother. That's good advice, definitely. Everyone can judge for themselves how much they follow that commandment. It's not the foundation of our legal system. Okay, number 6, thou shalt not kill. Now that's a pretty good one. That's a pretty solid one. Thou shalt not kill. With some exceptions, if you are in the military or a law enforcement officer, or you're defending yourself or your family, if it's a legally sanctioned execution, things like that. Also, if God tells you to kill, when he told some people to go and kill the Midianites, and that they should kill every man and every woman who had known a man, and every male child, and they could keep the young girls for themselves. God, he told people to kill, and it was God's will. Okay, thou shalt not commit adultery. Now, when you have this in every classroom, you're going to have some little kid saying, "Teacher, what is adultery?" And the teacher will have to explain to them what this is about. I don't know if everyone wants that. Again, adultery, it's not really illegal. It's not really the basis of our Constitution or anything like that. So, whatever. Thou shalt not steal. That's another one that's pretty solid. Thou shalt not steal. Of course, there are, ways that you can finesse this one. There are, things that maybe, don't really count as stealing. So, people can get around this. And yes, that is a pretty solid foundation of our legal system. Thou shalt not steal. So that's good. It was not invented by the people who wrote the Ten Commandments. It was there were earlier legal documents, the Code of Hammurabi and things like that. So the idea that you shouldn't steal, that's not really a new invention or anything. Okay, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. So, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. And it's not clear whether it's okay to bear false witness against someone who is not your neighbor. Some Christians believe that it is all right to lie to unbelievers if it's for a godly aim. But this is another one where there are so many ways to get around it and to, tell yourself or tell God that you're not really lying. You maybe are just using hyperbole or not, leaving out certain facts and letting people draw their own conclusions and so on. So, that's another one. Not really a new invention. Okay, next, thou shalt not covet. Okay, usually they say that thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife or thy neighbor's property. There's some difference between the Protestant and the Catholic versions of the Ten Commandments, which, by the way, they're supposed to be the inerrant word of God, but there are a couple different versions of them. So I'm not really sure which one is the inerrant word of God, but that's for scholars to figure out, I guess. Okay, so again, this is one that's going to be hard for the little kids. They're going to have to be explained to, what does it mean to covet thy neighbor's wife? And once again, it's not really the basis of our laws or our system of government or anything like that. So it's hard to see how these kind of ambiguous or outdated or flimsy rules are really going to help anybody very much. I think there's so much, just so many loopholes and so many ways they can be abused, that it's really better if you just have one commandment. And I think that's all we really need. And I'll go into that on the next video. What is the one commandment? Okay, thanks for watching.